Alright, in this video I'm going to show you some flurry of small automation which makes everyday life much smoother to operate on computer. So these are the very small stuff. You don't have to do big thing to get your convenience. So that's what I'm trying to do, because it become part and parcel of everyday life. So without further ado, let me get into a terminal. And for instance, it's a very common operation. Time to time we need to look into our dot files, right? You could have done it much better way or do it somewhere, but I wrote the one liner or two liner simple ordinary function which provide me that. In this case, if I wanted to see the dot files in my home directory at once, all I have to do enlist dot files. See, it simply show me what are the dot files I have in my home folder, right? I just write enlist dot file. Now how the code look like? It's just simple one liner. Enlist dot files. See, so it's just one simple find command, and I restricted it to first level of search. That's what the max step 1 means. And I'm especially looking for a dot extension, okay, and essentially a file type, and then printing out the result. As simple as that, okay. Likewise I have to enlist the folder, enlist dot folders. See, pretty darn simple, right? It show me all the dot folders I have in my home directory at once. So it is similar like the previous one. Enlist dot folder is just a one-liner find command. I make the command to as explicit as possible, so it'll be easier to remember. You don't have to scratch enough in your brain to find it out. Okay, so for instance, if I wanted to see the changes made to the dot file, okay, so all I have to do, latest changes, latest dot file changes. See, these are the file I have touched recently, so that's why it is enlisting. Okay, super convenient, isn't it? Okay, so now if I say, for instance, I want to see what are the latest commit I have in the Linux source code repository. So git show new. See, I'm inside the Linux kernel source code, and I wanted to see what is the last commit changes. If I do, see, these are the latest commit changes in a Linux kernel tree, right? Super handy. So to see this, see, this is a simple one, and in fact I borrowed it from somebody else on the internet. So I said, why not to integrate it? If something is good out there, there is no harm and no shame to adapt it. Okay, so somebody wise enough posted on the net and I adapted it, and it's wonderful. It is doing what I wanted to see, so that's why I adapted it. Simple. These are the small stuff which makes everyday computing so very smooth and so very entertaining, right? So likewise, I could have go on and on and on. I have so many like this kind of stuff, small stuff, uh, and it comes one fine day I find it difficult to do this, difficult to do that, so I make it automated and do all this stuff. So most of the stuff you might find in a GitHub repository of mine called admin script. If something is not there, which I'm showing here, yes, it could happen because it's in my private bin directory, which I am not exposed it yet to the public. But most of the stuffs are there under the .file repo and admin script repo. Okay, and other stuffs are there and other repos too in my GitHub profile. You can check it out if you want that. So I thought it will be useful to share with people about this little stuff which might, or whatever I have shown to you, you might take a cue and build something else of your own. It's pretty darn simple. So if a lot of time the ideas not come into our head promptly, so we look at better people's stuff, and not necessarily we need to copy and paste. We just take a cue out of it, take a clue out of it, and build of your own. If you understand what the purpose, what you are trying to do to automate or to extract out a better thing, so it becomes darn simple to implement that particular stuff. And most of the time it is not too big if you are not crazy enough to build everything at once or try to achieve so many things with a single thing, which is absolutely no. Do small thing and make sure that small thing do well what is designated to. That is true Unix philosophy. Okay, please stick with it. Don't fall in the trap to do a big thing at once. Do it at once. Sooner or later it will come back and bite in the rear if you do that. I've seen a lot of failure like that. They wanted to accomplish so many things at once, at one go, so it's become very error prone. So stick with a small thing, make a piece of it, pipe it together, get the stuff. So it becomes very easy to maintain, very easy to debug, and it doesn't cost much of overhead to your system. So that's what I believe, that's what I practice, and few of the things I shown to you. Okay, I might export a lot of other stuff I have in my private bin directory to expose to the public. Mostly those things will be exposed under the .file repo or admin script repo in GitHub. Please check those out for the latest stuff if I have tried to push something. Okay, thanks for watching.